Welcome to TV Career Point. So today we are going to discussing about PLSQL programs. So the difference between the SQL and PLSQL. So first of all, we need to understand. So here in this table we can see the difference. So SQL, it is a single query that is used to perform DML and DDL operations. PLSQL is a block of code that used to write the entire program. Blocks of procedure functions execute a single statement, execute a block. So it is an extension to the SQL. So as we already discussed many times, so SQL is single statement query, single statement language. So if you want to work with the block of statements, so we need to go for PLSQL subject. It is a procedure language, SQL. So it is an extension to the SQL. So in this PLSQL, we'll have the all block procedure. So we are going to creating procedures to functions. Okay. So let us see how the PLSQL structure so displays. So this is a basic syntax: declare, begin, and end. So another syntax is so how to create a procedure. So in the PLSQL is how to create a procedure. So in this PLSQL, we are going to working with the block of statements by creating stored procedures. So this is the syntax how to create a procedure. So I hope this is introduction is enough. So when compare with so in PLSQL we are going to using SQL tables also, right? So by using that content, so we are going to working with the PLSQL PLSQL programs, right? The PLSQL programs. So now let us see. Let us go with the practical how to create a PLSQL program. So now I'll share the screen. I hope that small information is enough. So the purpose of PLSQL is to create the programs to work with block of statements. So of course SQL also will be used in the PLSQL. So let us start with how to create a procedure. So before going to creating a procedure, first of all we need to on the server set server output on, set server output on. So this is the syntax we have to use: set server output on. We should not forget it. Okay. So now the syntax of the procedure already I have shown. So create procedure, procedure name. For example, if I create a procedure name is emp underscore tbk, name of the procedure. And then so here are two kinds of procedures we'll have. This is without parameters, another one is with parameters. Without parameter, with parameters are there. So we'll discuss all kinds of PLSQL programs one by one. So first of all, we are going to creating the procedure without any arguments. So now is and then begin. Okay. So now here we need to give the indentation we need to follow. So dbms, here is a output function that is called dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Welcome to PLSQL part. So name of the procedure is not procedure, spelling is wrong. ERO procedure is begin dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay. Welcome to, in single quotation we have to write welcome to plsql part, close the bracket and end this block, and we need to give the slash. So now you can able to see this procedure is created. Okay, so once the procedure is created, here we have two methods for execution: execute emp underscore tbk. You can emp underscore tbk. Okay, it is already one procedure is available. Let us see begin emp. This is another procedure tmp underscore tbk tabk tabk, not tbk, tabk. Okay, so here we have used emp underscore tbk. That's why already one procedure created with the name emp underscore tbk. That's why it is printed sum is equal to 30. So anyhow, here we have to use execute emp underscore tbk. So once after creating the procedure created. Okay, so once the stored procedure created, so we have two options to create the execute the query, execute the program. That procedure, one is execute procedure name, another one is begin emp. So this kind of concept is called calling the procedure from another block. Okay, this kind of mechanism is called calling the procedure from another block. Begin, end, close. This is another block. From the another block, we are calling the same procedure. So just if you want to execute the procedure, we can execute. We can change it. Execute to tabk. So you can see here. So now these are the two procedures we have already created. Okay, done. So now we'll create another procedure. Create. So it is already there. We can use create procedure. So for example, create emp underscore tbk is begin dbms underscore output dot put underscore line hello world. Another program we are creating, and so name is already existed. So we have to give the procedure name. We have to change the procedure. So to change that procedure every time we have to use like this. Okay, so here replacement is so better. While you are creating only, we have the another uh, concept or another word called create or replace. So the same name we can use for any number of procedures. So that procedure will be replaced with the emp underscore tabk. Okay, so now is begin dbms underscore output dot put underscore line hello world. So now procedure procedure spelling mistake coming every time. Procedure is begin dbms underscore output dot put underscore line hello world. Now close the block, procedure or block. Now procedure is created. So as we already told, we can execute that procedure by using execute the procedure name emp underscore tabk. So earlier we have created the procedure with the same procedure. Welcome to plsql program. But the same procedure is replaced with emp underscore tbk. So it is printing hello world job, hello world procedure. Okay. So like that we can create the syntax we can create any number of procedures like this. Okay, I hope you got the point. So here one thing is create or replace. If you use the create or replace, no need to change the procedure. Or if you don't want to give replace, every time we have to change the procedure name. So that is the benefit we have. And executing the procedure, it is already there. So this is the simple syntax or simple procedure you need to create. Okay. Next, so if you want to go for another procedure, okay, clear the screen. If you want to go for another procedure, every time we have to type or use like this instead of this problem. So directly we can type it on notepad. Okay, notepad or wordpad you can use and write the code. Okay, so I'll show you how to write the code. So instead of using every time, you can open the editor, notepad or pad. You can write the procedure like this. And once you write the procedure, if you want to edit anything, you can edit and you need to copy this content. Directly copy and you can paste it on the directly on SQL command. On SQL prompt directly you can copy here, the procedure will be created. Okay, so instead of typing here directly you can type it on or any typo errors or any mistakes will come, right? So that's why it is a better to uh, take the help of notepad or wordpad. Directly you can write the code and edit the code and copy on the editor. Execute say underscore hello. Okay, this is the procedure. Procedure is successfully executed. Okay, so I hope you got the point. Here, three things we need to understand. One is the what is called PLSQL. PLSQL is a extension of the SQL to create the procedures, and we can use the block of statements to execute the uh, database. Okay, so in that block of statements we can use the PLSQL also. Okay, SQL part also. So this is this and how to create a procedure. To create a procedure, this is the syntax: create or replace procedure, procedure name, and begin and end. Okay, so this is the simple procedure without arguments. For example, if you want to take the arguments concept, so how to do it? Okay, create. So we want to see the concept of we can write create or replace create or replace procedure. Procedure name is emp underscore tbk. Okay, is okay, and we can supply number. If you want to print a number, it is a number. Close that procedure. Now begin dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. So whatever the value you wanted to print, so we can print that number. So to print that number, so now close the block end. And so if you any errors is showing, you can show, see the errors. So syntax error. Okay. Is we have to write in after this parameter, so that's why it is showing error. is begin dbms underscore output dot put underscore line number and end. Now you can see here, now the procedure is created successfully. So now execute number of, so you have to give some number, then the same value will be printed. Number of 2 you have to supply. Okay. We can do one thing, execute emp underscore tbk 2. So you can see here the value is printed 2. For example, if I want to print, okay, execute of 3. Okay, so for example, if I want to print the number 5, so similarly, if I want to print the number 25, so this is printed. So instead of, so this is how to print the value by passing the parameter. So here, as of now, we have discussed two kinds of procedures. One is without arguments, and one more is with arguments. Okay, so now this is we are supplying the value at the runtime, like after execution. So instead of giving the direct value, if you want to ask, enter the data from the keyboard, another option is there, ampersand of number. So here you can enter 26, then that will be printed. This is another option. Okay, one is directly we can pass the value, or else we can pass the number. We can ask the value, enter value for number 26, like that it will be printed. So I hope it is clear. So as of now we have seen the hello world procedure, welcome to plsql procedure, and printing number from procedure. So now we'll create another procedure. So directly from table, create or replace procedure. Procedure name is same procedure we can use because we are replacing that procedure. Okay, so directly we can print the value is begin. So before going to begin, we'll take, uh, if I want to print the employee count of the employee table, then we'll print e count is a number kind of data type we have to declare, and begin. So dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay, and here total count, number of employees, we have to print the variable called e count. Okay, so like that also we can print. Okay, before printing, first of all we have to select, take the data, select count of star, count of star from, so count of star into, count of star into emp e underscore count from emp. So now it is the count of the employee will be stored to the e count, e underscore counter from employee table. So as I told, we'll use the SQL employee tables in PLSQL also like this. So now we are going to printing the dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Now number of employees, are e underscore count. So we have to print the number of count of the employees. Now it is printed and close the block, and we have to see procedure is created successfully. So this is the program for printing the number of employees from the employee table. So execute execute procedure name emp. You can see here this is executed successfully. Execute underscore emp underscore tpk. Number of employees are 5. So we can see how many employees are there. Select star from emp table. You can see here number of employees are 5. So that's why number of employees are printed like 5. So this is the SQL PLSQL procedure, and this is the SQL statement. Okay. So I hope it is clear. So next we go to the another program. So if you want to add any two numbers, so let it take example addition of two numbers. Addition of two numbers. So first of all, we need to create or replace procedure. Procedure name is emp underscore tbk. Every time we can use the same procedure, no issue, because we are writing replace. That's why no problem. Is so here we have to create two variables. Value one I am creating. Value one is number of type. Value one is number, and we are assigning this value as 10. So and when you are assigning some value, you have to use this equal to like this. Assignment operator in the PLSQL will be like this. Value 1 is a number and it is assigned as 10, and value 2 number equal to will be 20. Now it is done. So after declaring the values, so if you want to print the result, it is also number type. Result is also number type. So after declaring, then we need to write the logic. Go to begin. Logic is result is equal to, so equal to assignment operator is like this. Value 1 plus value 2. It is done. Okay, after calculating that, we have to print the result. dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. So now sum of two values. Okay, sum of two values is equal to what we have to print. The result we have to print. Result is result. It is a variable. So now close the block and execute the procedure. You can see here procedure is successfully created. Now after completing the procedure, you can execute the procedure emp underscore tbk. So you can see here sum of two values is 30. So this is the how to add two numbers, additional two numbers. Okay, additional two numbers. So, for example, if you want to, so if you don't want to supply values initially and you want to pass that values, we can use the, okay, uh, this is a without arguments procedure, and we have another concept called with arguments procedure. That with argument procedure we already know it. So every time no need to do like this. So you can edit it in Notepad or WordPad and directly copy the program. So because these are simple programs, that's why I'm editing. But generally, it is not possible to edit every time. Okay, so better you can use a Notepad or WordPad. So then it will be easy for you. Okay, so you can take value one as number and value 2 as number again. These two are the arguments and is, so we have to um, so now these are declared and so we have to declare result is a number, and after that we need to write the code begin result is equal to, we can write a value 1 plus value 2, value 1 value 2. So after that we need to print the dvms underscore output dot put underscore line sum of two numbers. You can sum of two numbers, sum of two numbers is, I think it is wrong. So that's why it is better to edit in the notepad only. Sum of two numbers is result only. Result. Close this. Now it is done. Take and close. Procedure created. So after creating procedure, execute emp underscore tbk of for two values you have to pass. I'll pass 25, 26. So you can see here the sum of two numbers is 56. It is successfully working. So now similarly, if you want to pass 30 comma 30, okay, 60 it is running. Okay. Similarly, you can also give 12, 23. Any values you can supply. So this is the sum of two numbers in a other way, passing values and without arguments and with arguments. So here we are supplying the values dynamically at the time of execution. So here the values should be declared within the program only, right? So this is another one, and we have one more kind of mechanism, which is instead of executing passing the values, I want to ask the numbers. Then we have to pass like this: value one, comma value value one, comma ampersand value two. Okay. So now we need to enter the values 36 and one more 36. So like this also we can execute. So if you want to execute again, um, value 72, comma 75. the sum of the two numbers is executed. So one is supplying the values initially, another one is passing the values uh, at the time of execution, and so one more thing is just passing values or printing, taking values from the input of the keyboard. So like that we can take. Okay. So in any way we can do, no problem. That depends on our interest and requirement. Okay. So I hope it is clear. So now this is about addition of two numbers. Okay. So now we'll take one more example and discuss. Addition of two numbers is finished. Taking employee count from employee table is finished, and addition of two numbers is finished. So now we'll take another procedure of printing table. Okay. So now, so I wanted to print the table, fourth table, fifth table, sixth table, 10th table. So how to print it? So for that we need to create a procedure. So now I already edited in the notepad, I'm directly copying here. So here I created a table. I created a procedure called a table. Procedure name is table, and I have initialized number is equal to 5. The fifth table I wanted to print. You already know the logic of printing the fifth table. So number into I. So whatever the I has, number into I you have to print. So now the procedure is created. We have to execute it. Execute the table. So you can see here fifth table is printed. Got it? This is the second program. Third program. Sorry. First one is Hello World program, and second program is um, updating, printing the count of employee table, and third example is addition of two numbers with arguments, without arguments, and next printing the table. This is static. So initially we have given the value 5. Okay. So this is the fifth table. Similarly, if I want to print the table, sixth table, if I want to print, how to do it? So we have to replace 5 instead of 5 here 6, and we need to execute table. Sixth table is printed. Sixth table is printed. So it is a static way. So instead of this, directly we can take from the keyboard and we can print it. So by using the concept of passing parameters from the, okay, passing parameters concept. So you can see here, this is the code. Create or replace procedure. Number is number. So value we are passing here, and the code is same logic for I in 1 to 10. So this is the loop, for loop you have to take, and the printing number into I is equal to number into I, and loop. We have to take care about here begin, end. In between begin and end we are taking a for loop. That's why for loop taken and for loop is ended, closed. So now the table is created. Now we can do it dynamically. Execute a table of, we can pass the value. For example, previously I took the printing of 5. So now we can print the uh, fifth table, and if you want to print the sixth table, directly we can print like this, and if you want to print the seventh table, we can print like this. Okay. So this is another concept. And this is second way. Third way is instead of typing here 5, better we can take, if we take a number directly. So number, execute number. So if we take uh, fifth table, okay, so and execute it directly. Okay, number of sixth table. Okay, 10th table we can 11th table. Okay, so 11th table we can take like this. So this is another procedure, and one more procedure is there, that is so calling the, so we can call the procedure from another block. Begin. Um, uh, so we have to, what is the name of the table? Name of the procedure, table. Okay, so we can pass 5 here and print like this. So okay, okay, begin and if the table is printed. Okay, so in this calling the procedure from another block, we can give like table of number, ampersand number, and so enter the number 5. Okay, done. So here only you can use slash, so it will ask the number 6. Only use slash and it will ask number. You can enter the 8. Use the slash, you can enter 15th table. Use slash 16th table. Use slash, for example, if you want to print 45 table, so 45 table also we can able to print. So like this. So here different kinds. So as I executed, as I shown you here, different ways of execution while passing the parameter, and without passing the argument or parameter, and at the time of execution also, if you use the execute command. So how we are able to execute, and if you are executing by calling that procedure from another block, how we are executing we are seeing. Okay, so in all the ways you have to practice, then only it will be useful for you. So this is about the printing of program called um, table. So if you want to print a table of any number, we can write the procedure also. So next, similarly, so already I have edited in the uh, factorial program. So the logic for factorial is also same like in other subject. Okay, so already we have done it in C language, Java. Same thing will be there, but in PLSQL how to do it? The logic will be same. So create or replace procedure. This is a factorial example. Fact of number. So this is declaration of initially fact is equal to 1. So this is the for loop we have used, and we printing the factorial of any number. Okay, here also this is the directly without argument. I am not taking initializing. Without argument also, statically also we can declare here, and we can take the factorial, but this time directly passing the argument we are taking. Execute fact of 5 by passing the values. How to do it? 5 factorial is 120. Okay, so if you want to check the sixth factorial, we can check. Sixth factorial is 720, and if you want to see seventh factorial, we can see 7th factorial is 5040. So like this we can think. So what is another way for execution? We can call it from the another block. Begin fact of number, fact of 1% number, and close Okay, enter number. For example, we want to see the second two factorial is how much? 2. And if you want to just execute it, 1 factorial is 1. And if you want to just if you want to check it, 4 factorial 24. Just we can slash, and 3 factorial is 6. And if you want to see 5 factorial is 120. And if you want to see 6 factorial is 720. And 8 factorial is 7 factorial is 5040. If you want to see 8 factorial, we can see directly. So like that, so we can execute here. Okay, so here we are going to seeing all the different kinds of functions and programs. So here the thing is how to create a procedure. Either you are taking only creation or replacement directly, or you are taking the passing kind of procedure or without arguments procedure. And once you created the procedure, what is the application? Either it is addition of two numbers, or printing the number of employees from the table, or um, table of any number, or any any application you are taking. So for that you need to write the logic. So logic part is here you have to declare the variables. And in begin part, body part is you have to write the logic. You take a loop, so you have to write the loop here. And every time we need to remember that assignment operator will be like this only. And output function of the plsql will be dbms dot underscore output dot put underscore line. So this is the output function. And once begin end must be there. So within this begin and end, so this all body part should be there. For loop, if you take the indentation also, we need to maintain properly. And before this, the procedure is also enough. Procedure is also created. So practicing procedure, creating procedure is a good practice. Otherwise, for simple programs, so no need of creating procedure. Directly we can take declare begin end. Okay, declare begin end. If loop is there, declare begin um, end loop and end. If you take if statements, declare begin, end if, and end close. So procedure we have to create. So while you are creating the procedure, if you get any errors, then what is the function or what is the command we have to use? The command for you want to see any programs. Sometimes you may get the uh, error, or you may get the prompting like procedure created with compilation errors. At the time of error, you can see show errors. So this is the syntax. Here you can see here in our program, in the current procedure we don't have any errors. So this is how we can create the different kinds of procedures on plsql concept. Okay, so now we'll do one more program and we'll stop. So how to check the given number is even or odd. So remaining concept is same as like other programming languages. Here, how to write in PLSQL is important point. Rest of the concept is same. Okay. Now another procedure is checking the given number is even or odd. Here I am using the passing the parameter or argument like a one argument. It is a number. So one argument we are passing. So in this program, so these all are already edited in the notepad. That's why I can able to get it from the notepad directly. So if any error showing, so it is already I have practiced. That's why it is all every time it is coming like that procedure created. But when you are practicing, definitely. But initially, myself also I got the errors. But so after errors, code is corrected, then only so you will get the procedure created. Otherwise, at first time you will not get the procedure will be created successfully. But I practiced already. That's why. The code is like this. So this is taken from Notepad. I already edited and corrected. So just for you, I'm showing. So check odd or even number in an integer number. Okay. So begin. So the logic will be same. Mod of number equal to 0, then print even, or mod of so if you see here in this program we have used if else concept. So previous example we used the for loop condition. So before that we used the concept of SQL, getting the data from employee table, and after the addition of two numbers, just we have used calculation of two values. After the addition of two numbers, so we calculated the factorial. Okay. And in table, printing the table for loop we have used. So likewise, as we already in the beginning only we told that the PLSQL we are writing the code with the help of all functions, all conditional statements, if else statement, like if else if statement, or else for loops also we can use. So that procedure we have to create. Once the procedure is created, one thing is if you are not using replace the procedure, second time the same procedure will not be accepted. We have to drop that procedure and we have to create, otherwise we have to rename it. So like this procedure will be created. After creating the procedure, again I am telling we have two methods executing. Execution of executing check underscore odd underscore even. Okay, check underscore odd even. So we are going to pass in the value. So I'm giving 25. 25 is even or odd. So 25 is odd. So procedure PLSQL procedure successfully completed. So if I am passing 20, it should be even number. Okay. Okay. So another execution is directly we can call it from the we can give the numbers directly from the keyboard dynamically. So this is also just passing at the time of our execution only. So another option is calling from the other function. So begin and check underscore odd hmm, and even. So instead of directly we are taking number from keyboard. So now end close. So you can see here directly we can give the number from here. So for example, if I want to see one is even or odd, so directly we can execute by using slash. Two is even or odd. Two is even. And third, if I am giving 559 is even or odd. Odd successfully. We can give 78123 4 is even or odd. It is successfully running. And 7420 is even or odd. It is running. Right? So I hope you got the point. So here the concept is very clear. With the help of PLSQL, we can write the code, we can create the different kinds of procedures is one aspect by using loops, if else statements, functions, and cursors, triggers. So we'll use all these concepts, and we can work on the block of statements at a time. So which is not possible in the SQL subject. So that is a single statement only. There we can work, but in PLSQL we can work in the block of statement. So when you are creating the stored procedure, that procedure we can reuse that procedure. How to reuse this procedure? So yeah, as already mentioned here, so if you are calling the procedure from another procedure, calling from another block, so this is how we can call. So the procedure name is check underscore even. This procedure is calling from another block. Similarly, in future, in the coming videos, we will discuss about what are the various aspects and various concepts, various functions are there, and how to create a function and how to call a function, how to create a stored procedure trigger, and how to create a cursor, and how to work with exception. These all we'll discuss in the coming videos. So that's all for now. Thank you all. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you.